Ladies and gentlemen, the first half of 2025 Formula 1 season has just been completed, and let's talk about Lewis Hamilton for a second, right? This is his first season with Ferrari, the dream team. I don't know if it's the dream team, but for the first 14 races, which happened within 5 to 6 months, which is crazy to say, 14 races in 5 months, it seems that he is not making any real progress. There have been moments in which he feels positive. There have been moments where on track we can see, okay, Lewis is going through the field, he is making some moves, he's feeling more comfortable in the car. But overall, if you look at the first 14 races and how they panned out and how the overall vibe in the Lewis Hamilton side of garage is, it's evident that he is not making that much progress, or the amount of progress that he is making is not proportional or even remotely comparable to what he has envisioned when he joined the team. And in the Hungarian Grand Prix, the most recent race, the 14th race, shit hit the fan. So what happened is there were no new components, nothing was surprising, he was in the groove, but in qualifying, in Q2 in particular, he fucked up. Now, anything could have happened. Sometimes a lot of things go into your head. Sometimes you just don't push the car. Sometimes in the moment, you don't feel that you have the grip. And sometimes you believe that you're going faster, but in reality, you are not going that faster. For example, Oscar Piastri said, who missed out on pole in the Hungarian Grand Prix, he said that his second lap in qualifying in Q3 session felt good, but he was surprised when he looked at the lap times and realized that he was even slower than his first run. So any of these things could have happened. And Lewis Hamilton probably suffered from any of those things. And obviously Ferrari is not the best machine. So he gets knocked out in Q2. And after the qualifying session, in the post-qualifying interviews, he says to the media, Lawrence Barretto, that I am useless. And you can see it in his face. You can see that he is feeling hopeless. He's feeling that he is expendable. He is feeling that he's at the end of the tunnel. Not the end of the tunnel, but like the end of his wits. Because he has been trying everything for the past 5 months. When he joined Ferrari, first of all, he aura farmed with all those, dawn pictures. Then in the O2 Arena in London, in the livery launch, he said that he is feeling invigorated. As the race weekends have gone by, he was fighting on the radio. He is talking about, let me through, and I want this strategy. And he is having these performance-related talks around the people of Ferrari. He is sending documents. He is having these high-level meetings with all these people. And he is challenging the existing Ferrari way of working. He is challenging their workflows, he is challenging their beliefs, he is doing all these things only to get knocked out in Q2 after 14 Grand Prix. And to add salt to the injury, his teammate Charles Leclerc was on pole position. Charles beat the mighty McLarens to pole position, and Lewis Hamilton gets knocked out in Q2. And there is no issue. There's nothing you could say, oh, there was a new component, or there was traffic, or a particular section of a track had a lot of gravel in it, that's why he lost a bit of time. You cannot say anything like that. So obviously, after the qualifying session, he comes out of the car and he says that I'm useless. And the feeling of hopelessness, the feeling that you are doing everything you can, but you are not getting the results that you think you deserve, is something that all of us working class people relate to on a daily basis. Especially in this economy where everyone is replaceable, where you can get fired regardless of your skills, your experience, and your contribution to the organization overnight without any explanation. And you're not even allowed to say that I have been fired. You have to say that I've been affected by the restructuring. And then there is society, then there is the pressure and responsibilities from the family and friends and all those type of things, the financial pressure. And also when you open the internet to go ahead and find, okay, maybe there's something funny that I can watch in order to distract myself from the train wreck that my life is and the fucked up society that we are currently living in right now, then you see a bunch of OnlyFans hoes living the dream, and you just try to be a good person and you're broke as fuck. So, I mean, I have nothing against all of the OnlyFans hoes. You do you. God bless you. Happy for you. Happy for you that you're happy. But I'm just saying, right? All of these dumb low IQ YouTubers doing stupid ass pranks, making millions, and you just trying to go through your life paycheck to paycheck. The hopelessness, the feeling that you are not enough, the feeling that you are getting up every single day, giving it all, and still it is not enough at the end of it. And Lewis needs to, at this point, needs to go ahead and talk to some regular ass people about how they go through their days. Because Lewis Hamilton has inspired many of us, especially me, through many parts of my life. Because I would look at his journey through Formula One and through life in general and see the challenges that he has overcome, and it inspires all of us, especially after 2021 Abu Dhabi. Because whatever happened in Abu Dhabi happened, Michael Massey did whatever he did. And then, when the post-race interviews begin, the first thing that Lewis Hamilton says is, "Congratulations to Max, he drove a wonderful season." That's the first thing he says. No bitching, no complaining, nothing like that. He just congratulates his opponent and goes to the podium, sprays the champagne, enjoys. Not enjoys, but obviously, I mean, he's feeling devastated because he lost the world championship. But he got up from that situation. He maintained his composure and he remained a gentleman. And in that moment, I learned a lot from him. One of the key things I learned is that you can do everything right in life and still lose. And that does not mean that you're inadequate. It just means that that's life. And that's how life goes sometimes. Anyway, and now it's kind of like a full circle situation. Lewis Hamilton is pushing hard, grinding every single day, trying to be enough, trying to be better, trying to catch a break. But just like a regular working class person, he's feeling that he is stuck. He feels that he is expendable. And he said it. He said that Ferrari may need to change the driver because he is the problem. He literally said that. Ferrari need to look at different drivers. I am useless. It clearly is. I am the problem. We all can relate to that. And the way out of it is to detach yourself from the outcomes. And this is exactly what I do. Instead of giving myself crippling anxiety and depression by looking at my life and the economy and how society and the direction in which the society is going, all I do is just think about what I need to do and what is possible within the circumstances that are presented in front of me, and what I can deliver based on my abilities and the resources available to me. And that's it. After that, I just, smoke weed and chill and listen to some music. And that's what Lewis needs to do. Fuck winning world championships. Fuck winning races. I know it sounds counterintuitive when I say it like that. But when everything is going against you, the only thing you can do is, and should do, is to detach yourself from the outcomes of your action, because you don't control them in the first place, and just focus on what you can do based on the circumstances and your capabilities, which is significantly good if you're considering Lewis Hamilton. And this is going to get you through some of the most hardest and difficult times. There was a moment in my life in which I was jobless, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that. And I had applied to around 1,100 to 1,200 companies, different posts, to try to nail my first job. And after that many attempts, I got the job. So when I was on my 100th application, 500th application, 700th application, it was very, I would say, depressing, but it was even more sad than that. Is there something bigger than depressing? I think it was miserable. I was very miserable at the time. And when I was writing the 701st application or 850th job application, cover letter or whatever it is, I'm thinking there's a significantly high chance, based on how things have been panning out till that point, that I'm not even going to get this job. I'm not even going to get a reply from the recruiter. That obviously became true. For 200 to 300 or 400 more applications, then I finally got the job. And in those days where it was very difficult for me to even leave the bed, and I felt that I'm not good enough for the world, and I felt hopeless, and I looked around, I'm like, fuck, this sucks, and there's no way out of it. What can I do? And I saw all these dumb low IQ YouTubers talking shit on the internet and doing dumb videos, prank videos, which is basically troubling normal people who are going about their lives and making millions. And it's not a good feeling, is what I'm trying to say. And in those moments, I thought that, you know what, I'm in a fucked up situation, and the only option I have is to keep applying for new jobs, keep finding out new job postings, and just keep applying for new jobs. And a similar-esque situation happened a few months ago. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to bore you motherfuckers. But what I'm saying is, Lewis can learn this time from an average Joe, from a common working person, because they know what it is like to feel hopeless, to feel useless, to be discarded, unwanted, and expendable. A lot of us don't talk about this, but one of the root causes of existential crisis is that we all believe and feel, and in a certain level it's kind of true, that we are all unwanted and expendable, and that's contributing to the general hopelessness in the human civilization. And I'm pretty sure Lewis Hamilton will make a comeback. I don't know how. The situation in Ferrari looking very weird, and one of the other statements Hamilton gave was that a lot of things are happening in the background which are also not ideal. I don't know what he was referring to. We will never know, because Ferrari are very tight-lipped and they don't reveal these type of things. We also saw it with Charles Leclerc and his radio messages. Even in that situation, he was not explicitly just rambling out. Ferrari PR trained their drivers significantly too much because they are focused on looking good rather than performing good. But anyway, I don't know how Lewis Hamilton is going to make a comeback from this, but he has made comebacks previously in his career. But Ferrari looks like a team in which you cannot do that, especially if you look at the last 10 years, 15 years, and how they have been performing and the mistakes they have been making. It's just very difficult, it is. And it is very likely that this trend will continue for the remainder of the season. So Lewis is going to continue to feel like shit, except for a few weekends here and there where there will be some spots of sunshine and some rays of hope, just like us. But majorly, he's going to feel that he's doing everything he can. He's leaving it all on the table, which he is. I already mentioned he is having these meetings and sending documents and challenging the existing work processes of Ferrari. But he's going to feel like he's not making any progress. He's going to feel like he's just stuck. And in those moments, you have to detach yourself from the potential outcome of the actions, good or bad. Detach yourself from the feelings, because they are temporary and they don't deserve any action and they will go away. And just focus on what he can do based on the circumstances and capabilities. You have a car, you sit in the car, you drive it the best you can, you get out of the car, talk to the engineers, give whatever feedback you have, and just wait for the next day. That's all you need to do, and that's all he can do in this season. Hopefully 2026 will be better. Ferrari designs a good car. The probability of that is going to be low, I'm not gonna lie. There have been many regulation changes and Ferrari never got on top of any of those ever. In 2017 and 2018 with Sebastian Vettel, they kind of had it, but then they lost it by doing illegal stuff to the car in 2019, and then they immediately went to the back of the midfield or in the middle of the midfield for the next 2 years. So that was just pretty fucked up situation to be in, and that could again repeat for 2026 and beyond. So again, the only thing he can do is hold on to whatever he has, do the best job he can, and wait for the next day. So thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.